Hello, 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 and we are back with Sabao the Showdown in the spectacular GP Luffy night, where we're showcasing everyone playing GP Luffy into something different. And this time round, I'm here with Rosa Webb, who's been joining us on the commentary team rather than player team for the first time in the season, which is, well, for the first season, not the first time in this season. He's unfortunately not going to be able to be one of our players this time round, but that's good news for me because I do get to chat with him. How are you doing today?
I'm not too bad, thank you. It's yeah, a little bit of a shame about the player line. It's bittersweet because I did enjoy playing, but it's okay. Life goes on.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I got tricked into the same predicament a couple of seasons back, right? And I'm still not being able to play myself. But, we have some amazing players, so I'm not too sad about having to talk about them instead. And for this game, you're kind of in for a treat, because you do get to see Traich playing into Jake. Both of them, I feel, met in the Paris finals and kind of clicked, both being buggy aficionados, which I know it's one of your favorite decks to play against. But this time, neither of them are going to be playing buggy. It's GP Duffy into GP Luffy, and I do know that you have a specific favorite, but let's tell the audience which one
Yeah,
it is.
so we've got the great matchup coming in, but I wholeheartedly want Dofi to win.
No, no shame whatsoever. I'm rooting for Jake as I always do. We've been pretty much just playing the same list of GP Duffy all season, and it's worked out quite nicely for him, and not that badly for me as well. So I'm quite happy with it, and I want to see how this fares into it. I blame Rene for getting us both into this predicament and then like dropping the deck as if it was like cursed or something. But we kind of move on.
True, it was well cooked and then thrown away.
Yep, pretty much. But yeah, there we go. One fun fact about Jake that Chad is just realizing now is that he's actually won more serials this this season than locals. He's not quite managed to win locals in London for a while, but yeah. As he's mentioning, just one locals win to two serial ones, which is yeah. I think I would trade it for him. Like I definitely have won a lot more locals than serials this season or in general.
I don't
So
know if we're talking about which one I'd rather, winning serials does sound pretty good to me.
Yeah, definitely. But let's see how he manages with winning Sabaody showdown seasons. He did manage to pull up to Division 2 by winning last set, and let's see how
I feel
things
like
go.
I feel like Jake was the bad guy of Division 3 last time.
Really? You think so? I feel like we
Yeah,
had a very, very clear bad guy on Division 3 last time round, and it wasn't Jake, at least not to me. I'm obviously biased, right? Like Jake's my referral, but he wasn't the one counter picking everyone for the first couple of um, matches or weeks.
no,
So
of
I
course not.
feel like we did have a heel last season. Yeah, he did kind of come in guns blazing after picking up cereals, but we'll see. Okay, so are you familiar at all with this matchup?
Not at all.
Okay, that's kind of what I wanted to hear. I feel I've seen this in action a couple of times, and I do feel like it's gonna be somewhat tricky, but they're definitely fighting for second over here. We do want to be a lot more game developing from the GP side, and obviously Duffy does like to drop the 8 cost and the 9 cost, and it doesn't really have that many ways to ramp. Specifically,
Yeah,
this list doesn't really even seem like it running any ramp whatsoever, other than 8 cost Duffy if you want to count this as ramp, but it's more like don't recovery. So both of them are probably going to be gunning to take that second spot, play the one cost searchers are technically two cost searchers for Duffy, and obviously Sanji Pudding Soro Europe plays into Luffy Taro Sanji Pudding plays for GP. We will see how we start. Yeah, assuming that Jake won the die roll and 1 second, starts with an Nami that finds a 2K. Not exactly what you want to be looking for here, but it's never horrible. And in the meantime, Duffy gets to restand with a baby 5. I'm hoping that's the searcher. I feel like there's
yeah.
so many else that it's kind of difficult
It
to keep track of all of them.
is so hard to tell them apart.
Mhm. There we go. So we're searching for searchers, pretty much, right? Second copy of it.
I will say big shout out to the two players both rocking Sabody Showdown sleeves.
Hmm.
Um, Drake obviously going out one step further beyond.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's definitely flexing those leaves, and I'm actually kind of sad because Trey, congratulations for like making it to Top Cut last week in German regionals that I'm remembering not remembering the name of the city anymore, but anyhow, with Gecko Moria, and he forgot to run the sleeves. So both congratulations and like a bit of a telling off from here, from us here. But yeah, there we go.
That
Okay.
is true.
Jake takes the first life, and that's a nice trigger that finds a nice Nami. So we keep searching for searchers and searching for hopefully Sanji puddings, but none of them has been found, at least on known cards, quite yet.
Oh, no, was he? I thought he was going to swing into Baby Five Searcher.
Hmm.
Instead, opting to search again.
Yeah, and then I guess we might be swinging a 3 rather than a 2, depending on what we find.
Gonna grab stage. So
Mhm.
maybe has the Sanji pudding in hand.
Okay, so we swing once more, and this time it's the one cost counter searcher that doesn't really counter much, but it does search. Which is
I
great.
mean,
And that's
that's
basically third searcher from fourth searcher now from Traich. We're gonna try and keep count. We are on two baby five searchers
so,
and
yeah.
two
So
event
far,
five.
this game has been search, and that is all this game has been.
Mm. I mean, both of the decks are very good at this. They excel at pretty much finding what they need, but definitely Doffy is doing it a lot more often than GP or
Yeah.
GP Luffy, I guess. It's gonna be hard for me not to say that GP Luffy is just GP because that's my default way to refer to it. So I do apologize for anyone listening. It's gonna get kind of confusing at times. Like, just bear with me. I promise.
Yep. There are
I will really try.
two great bleeds.
Yeah. All right.
I guess
What?
Jake needs to invest in a light. He's only got a lamp.
Mhm. Yeah, it's a desk lamp. It got round and it's kind of decent enough to see the board, but it does feel somewhat terrifying to look outside the
It's
board.
a bit
That.
ominous in the surroundings.
Hmm. Yeah, but Jake is just saying that basically when he gets the light from up top, it's very blurry, so it's very difficult to hand things out. It's somewhat first world problems with this. It's quite difficult to find a good setup unless you already had one beforehand, and you'll get there. I'm pretty sure I did have to get somewhat crafty and like basically add an overlay to one of my ceiling lights myself to avoid that glaring. But yet there we go. Two more searchers.
Searcher finds searcher, play searcher.
Mm.
Love it.
Okay, so we are four baby searchers in, and even more
We switched
regular.
it up. We played a sugar searcher as well.
Yeah, so it's three babies and one sugar so far. uh, plus the
Seventh
searcher
search
again.
according to chat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, true. Three event searchers, not only two. Oh my god. Okay, now is the sixth on. And for Jake. And swinging a three.
Just gonna clear. Yeah, continue to clear the searchers.
That is very specific. I'm appreciating chat from actually doing this.
Um,
Uh-huh. Okay, I'm gonna ignore this about this
yeah,
showdown
I was just.
graphic over here because I'm gonna get triggered. So I'm just gonna pretend that didn't happen. And we see another swing at the searcher and searcher number uh, 4 for events. So searcher number 8 on game 1 for Traich. And we are finding the Tenkos Duffy. Good looking one as well.
Yeah,
Followed
if
by
you want to learn the facts put in by Samuel's showdown, you can go into our chat.
Yep, yep, yep. Anyone can. It's a free country. You can go check them. I'm good. All right. So we find one more searcher with that final green searcher. So we're like nine in so far.
Yeah, we've
And
seen plenty of searches.
we've not seen anything else pretty much.
No, we've seen a Sanji and Pudding. That's the first thing we've seen that's not a searcher played this game, other than
Yeah.
Stage, I suppose. And then
Yeah, I
Stage
guess
draws you a card. It's technically a searcher.
yeah, it's kind of a searcher. It does count. It's a cycler, but still. So yeah, the first non um digging card is Sanji Pudding, and technically speaking, not this one, but the following Sanji Pudding will also draw a card. So we're getting that.
It is
And
confirmed that he plays something that's not a searcher as Rosinante gets played out here.
yeah, but it's also trashing one card to draw two. So
That is true. It's just another cycler.
yeah, everything's just replacing itself so far except for Sanji Pudding. We got rid of that Nami Searcher from Doffy's side. Hand size has not decreased like at all whatsoever, and we still have one more value searcher to get rid of. So I'm yeah, somewhat scared about this. If we take a look at the Doffy list as well, we do have some two-cost events that can be somewhat troublesome, although at least Pan Gibson doesn't really make a big difference now for swinging with either leader or Sanji Pudding, so we can be like somewhat calm about it, I suppose.
Yeah, very true. I mean, it makes sense to run the two cost events with your leader ability. Obviously, always restanding is done.
Mhm. Yeah, no, that's definitely the case, and we should be up to 7 done again. Jake considering going for a 5 swing into that sugar, I'm assuming. That dies a terrible
Yeah,
death.
just gotta keep taking out these searchers. You can't really leave them on board.
Hmm. And we're going for the first swing at face all game from the Luffy side, and that's gonna be it in a very efficient 3k counter plus search, right?
Yeah, that's another searcher. Write that down.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep, yep, yep. Oh my god. That's number 10.
And it's gonna be followed up by the Rush Luffy.
Okay, so we might be seeing one more um, counter swing here. And it's somewhat tempting to even double dip here, but I feel like Dawn economy is going to be a bit complicated, so it might just be better to instead put it on swing 9 to guarantee we're taking a life and move on with our respective days without double swinging.
Yeah, I feel like you don't want to go too low and done at this stage in the game. I don't think.
Hmm. Oh, it might be 11. That might have been. Yeah, yeah, I'm missing one of the green ones actually. Yeah, so that was number 11, not number um, 10. All right. Jake, happy to take that live. We are now in Bagua territory as well, so if we do see one more swing, we could get some done advantage going on. Uh, that's the second Rocinante. So the first card that doesn't draw anything is actually that Doflamingo, and now
Yeah,
we
true.
pass turn with like 7 done up.
The first card to not replace itself in hand.
Hmm. Yep, 100%. And now we are gonna be fairly scared about that 5 cost event. The try is running in triple times.
So discussion point, I guess.
Yeah, chat is getting kind of intense around the bits a bit, but I do enjoy that. But we'll I'm happy that we did get to see a bit of like due diligence on our event count because it's genuinely difficult to keep track of the whole thing. And Jake is
Yeah,
just giving us some amazing insight into how great it feels when your opponent says pass turn, restand 6. Done.
yeah, very true. But then it could just be restarting 6 star with no events in hand. It's never impossible. It's unlikely, but it's never impossible.
Yeah, that is true. It's just not the vibe, I suppose. Uh,
So
Okay.
Luffy Tyrant has Zoro.
I think that could be worse. It's probably not the best thing to play of this. The second Sanji Pudding would have been kind of great, but I guess we can only keep
Yeah.
safe pretty much one card from that 5 cost event anyways. So
I'm assuming that he also maybe didn't have it in hand.
yeah, yeah, you don't always have multiples, but there we go. Leader ability that basically spends one don in order to get back 3 standing. Um, and now is what things get really scary.
Yeah, I'll say you have 4 relevant bodies on board. Um, but to be fair, the Dofi board isn't like terrible either. You know, you have 2 6Ks and is it a 9 or an 8?
That's
A
a
9, right?
9. Yeah, that's a 9. It's kind of ramping up on pressure. We've not seen a lot of 2K searchers, if I'm right, but there should be some over there. I don't heavily dislike going for a 6K swing instead of a 7, but that 7 is quite respectable, and now is when we gotta ask ourselves some questions.
I'm just
For
gonna go another
off-white,
7.
we have kind of the exact done to do off-white plus 5 cost event, so there we go. Off-white is very, very efficient to deal with this. Now Jay's gonna be considering what do we do with this rush Luffy.
Yeah, it's always a tricky decision because
Mhm,
like you don't want to overcommit it, but it feels bad when you don't swing it. I find.
mhm. Yeah, it's very, very annoying, and doing the math is it's very difficult to be on the swinger side here, right? Because we do have Off-White to play around, but also Pound Gibson to play around, and also like generally just 2Ks. So
Yeah,
every number you swing does feel kind of horrible. Um,
it did opt to just pass instead.
I don't dislike going eights rather than sevens just because like I'm happier with them playing a Pound Gibson than an Off-White that replaces itself. So like the
Yeah,
sevens
true.
things do feel kind of shitty. Um, but it's also a bit of a gamble.
Well, the good news is by only swinging 2 things, not 3 things can be rested by Dofi. Frozen
Mhm.
by Dofi, sorry.
Yeah, that's absolutely fair. And that's exactly what's happening now, right? So we do get some swings left and right, and Duffy freezing the ball with a pass turn, wristband 7, wristband 6
Yeah,
kind of situation again, which is rough.
yeah. Restand 6 Don is always terrifying to look at when you know your opponent's going to be playing plenty of
Mhm.
events.
Yeah, no, that's definitely the case. And now the swinging dynamics are going to be what interesting. Okay, so we go 9. We are not going to be eating that Pan Gibson.
Yeah, choosing what numbers you want to swing is always interesting.
So
The double
that's
2K 1K.
all right, and that's sugar gone. So I guess it's not played, but that's one more searcher than we can keep up for the count.
I think we're at 12 played, and then the
Hmm.
first one not.
Yep. Yeah, so there's 13 out of the deck already. Uh, and there's quite a bit more than 13, right? We're pretty much on 20. Yeah,
Yeah,
so 7 left on deck. Easy. 5, 6 tries already. Yeah, no, that's actually true because we did get rid of some of them for the office. And here's the 5 cost event. That's gonna be resting and getting rid of Sorojuro. That
yeah.
is very annoying.
Definitely can't be mad about that.
Hmm. Uh, um, do you remember the name of that card?
Absolutely not. Nope. 5 cost event is its name.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely fair. I feel like it's one of those long names that come from the
I don't know, look it up.
side of justice on
Oh
the
yeah, it just gets
from
shortened.
Doflamingo, but it's I'm
Zero
not
cost
too
event.
sure which one. Yeah. I'll try and figure it out. I'll see. Maybe someone on chat does know the exact name of it. I'm pretty sure Jake has it ingrained into his conscience, but he might be blocking it as well. So we will see that. Okay, I'll take a look and see.
So I'm trying to see if I can find it now for you.
I think it's an OP04 one, right? Or is OP06? Maybe OP06? No.
It is. Here we go. I think I found it. There it is. It's the weak do not have the right to choose how they die.
Okay, that's it. That's it. It's just another ominous quote from our favorite villain. And it basically rests a 6 cost them, then KOs it 6 or less, which is somewhat brutal.
Yeah, it is indeed a very scary event.
100%. And that's get rid very cleanly of our Rush Luffy, which is a very good win condition in this spot. Alright, we're seeing more swings and poking going left and right. Yeah, the weak do not have the right to choose how they die. Okay, I'll try and say it next time. That
I feel like
very
half the
happy.
events to do with Doflamingo, it's just his quotes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a big part of the gameplay. I think if you don't say it out loud with his voice, you're just not playing the deck right.
Yeah, it's true. If you're not in character, what are you doing?
Why play Doflamingo at all? All right.
Okay. Considering what to swing into here, it is just going to go into life.
Yeah, we're happily taking it. It's been
And
a
then
lot of
there's another one.
poking. hmm Another pass 6
And
done
you
up.
just freeze the free characters, yeah.
Okay, we do have one Sanji Pudding and one Luffy Taro to be swinging in. I apologize for the glare on that Sanji Pudding. It was kind of a bit annoying. Game one gets fixed a bit later. I don't know. Jake had checked the setup multiple times, but there's always small bits and pieces, and he basically blinked twice, and there we go, glare again.
This Sanji pudding has been blessed.
Yep, it's definitely been blessed. All right, and now kind of needs to be buffed in order to play around even one more copy of said event. So we kind of need to see where it goes. Where is Jake's deck? It's on the right hand side of the
There we go.
screen. It's that basically moldy black thing that you can see. That's his deck, which is not great. I gotta assume it's over trash. Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
guess under if you look from our perspective, but it's farther away from him, from trash.
yeah.
There we go.
I
There
think
we
Jake
go.
maybe needs to play with some lighter sleeves.
Yeah, I'm very certain that Jack's gonna give him a mouthful again.
Yep,
But
stern talking to.
okay, we find more Sanji puddings and replace it immediately. Oh no, actually.
Gonna play the searcher again. We're gonna keep digging. Finding a giant. Always happy to see those.
Yeah. And now we kind of need to make some decisions too.
Do you just play the Sanji pudding? I feel like yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. Especially if you're gonna be abusing Giant going forward, you do kind of have the want to have the third copy to ramp one of your leader ability and have more Dawn available for Giants.
Yeah,
So
true.
that yeah, that pretty much plays itself for free, right? Like we're just gonna restand 2 Dawn and recover 3. So
Maybe he was debating how scared of the 5 cost event he was,
hmm
as
and
obviously stage can't protect everything.
yeah, and I do get the feeling that uh, that effectively means that he's not scared enough, and we might see one more copy. But still, we did get the ramp out of this. We are gonna be able to swing some bits and pieces. And I guess the problem mark with this is that the fact that we're buffing the new one means that we do get the old one to get rested and KO'd if needed, which is a sad prospect.
Yep, very true.
And off white again. That's off white number 3 played. So we are on our 13th searcher event. Played.
One more. Did it whiff?
It looks like it. I guess it's
Wait, searches can whiff in this deck?
I guess it's possible.
That's crazy.
Hmm. Very unexpected.
Yeah, I wasn't ready for that.
No seven swing that doesn't need an event, but like 2Ks, and now we might be going down to one. Oh yeah, of what it's only character, so that's why it's failing. Oh, and 9 into
Ah,
one of
that would make
those.
more sense.
Oh, but I like I do understand why we're going for board right now with that 9, but it's also looking kind of a bit grim. Like it doesn't really feel like Dolphin needs both of those anymore, unless they decide to go for like the third Doflamingo in a row. But we do have enough of a board, so
Yeah, I mean he hasn't got many cards in hand either, so looking to go for it might not be a terrible decision.
yeah,
He's going to
that
start off with
is
an 8, so it's not going to be the third copy of Doflamingo.
no, no, that's not the game plan anymore.
I mean, you
Okay,
have got
so
such relevant bodies. Like you got 10, 10, 9.
yeah, okay, we see the 2K, 1K for Jake,
Maybe
and
another
we're
8.
gonna go one more 8. And we need to defend 1, 9, and 2, 10, so that 8 is gonna eat a giant. Fair enough.
Yeah, I say. I think he's still got 1, 2, 3, 5 Don left.
Yeah, so that could be a very, very clean split of 12-12 if we take the live. We kind of need to play the giant now. If we have one, now's the time. But this is basically a make it or break it turn for both of them, and it's gonna come
Yeah.
down to
Okay, life
okay.
does get taken, so maybe another 10.
That's gonna be 10-14. So we're
Yeah,
gonna just be gambling for Jake, seeing whether we can make it out of this alive.
definitely. It's always interesting, I find, with the GP lethal turns.
Ooh, there might be a Bagua in the mix as well, so we might be considering to go for Bagua instead. Oh, so
It
you're
is
Giant
the
again?
Dum gambling card.
100%. How is the casino gonna be treating Jake? That's looking like a lot of bricks for me. I don't know why he was holding them so tightly. It does seem like, ooh, okay, no, so
She's
Giant
gonna be
1K.
1K as well. And I guess I feel like you do just slam 14, but maybe he's thinking of does he want to hold up Don for events? But when you're staring down a board like that, I think you do have to just swing
14.
14.
Okay, that's Jake Habits. Giant, nope. That's 10.
Yeah, he doesn't have it.
And
I
that's
think it's
two.
DMG and Usuhachi and then double brick, is it? Or is it
Yep,
no?
that's it. TMG Usohachi double break. So he dies a terrible death by Doflamingo and Doflamingo and Doflamingo and Doflamingo and Rocinante.
Yeah. I mean, when you have your army of Doflamingo out, it's a scary board.
Jay clarifying Giant was last life, so he couldn't afford to use the Giant early on, but Bagua would have been active uh, if he left one more Dawn rather than swinging.
Rene saying he fell asleep, asking who won. You'll see in a minute because I have a little green dot.
Well, I mean, you're the one controlling it, so trade
Oh, that's so
this
true. Wait,
one.
hold
Otherwise, nobody will see it. But yeah, Jake lost the
on.
game.
Yep, completely forgot all
That's
that.
absolutely fair.
Jake saying, "Trust me, it gets worse."
I mean, just for clarity's sake, just letting everyone know we are kind of playing with a speed buff in order to get things going a bit more quickly because these two players decided to make the use of every single second they had on every one of their games. So we
Uh,
were gonna be
dare I,
here for quite a while otherwise.
yeah, dare I say, ignored the timer, possibly.
Mm-hmm. Yep. 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 They're gonna get an earful, both of them. But they are definitely having a lot of fun. So that's a big part of
That's
Sabauti.
that's the important thing.
Okay, there we go. Jack doing some. Okay, we're gonna be back in just a second while they're setting up. Um, so we do get to see the stream, but Jake had to correct his glariness and his, I guess, summoning of the dark art on the right-hand side of the screen. So hopefully we will be seeing a slightly more clear board state this time round. But still, the main attraction is gonna be just counting how many searchers does Traich play this game. Can we beat the initial setup that it's a grand total of 13, I believe? And I might have missed one, but I do think it's 13.
It
Uh,
was either 13 or 14. There was a lot. There was a lot.
too many, too many searchers. Yep.
Okay, Jake
So,
saying the glare was fixed, but there is still the dark arts on the other side.
I mean, I do feel like it's a bit better still.
It looks better to me.
Yeah, we will see how the audience feels about it, but it does feel a bit better for me.
We can make out where his deck is, and it's definitely better.
Hmm. All right. We're being told off by Rene, but that doesn't really matter unless he uses the official account to give us some interesting facts and then tell us off. We are not going to be
Well,
listening.
we're being told off by Rene uh,
Yeah,
for
we're
something
both
we already
fired.
answered. So,
Hmm. Yeah.
but if we're both fired, then I guess see you guys later.
Yeah, that's it. He will just jump in and do the commentary on his own.
Yep,
And
that's
then
it.
we
Thanks,
will not
guys. Thanks for
see
joining
you
us for
again.
game one.
We will all be fired from Twitch.
Yep, the stream's not lasting.
Hmm. Okay. So once again, Jake
Taking
chooses
second.
to go second. Yeah, there we go. Fine. Sanji putting with that first event searcher. And yeah, there's still some dark arts, but at least I can kind of see the outline of the deck now.
Yeah, I think it's better.
Yeah, it's definitely not regional ready. But it's a good thing we don't have regionals anymore, I guess.
I don't know. Some of the online regional cameras are criminal.
That is very, very true. But there's that. Okay, Andre has played the first searcher, but not quite activated it yet, so we will
Yeah,
see.
which yeah, it's a double searcher event for Jake.
2 out of 2 as well, because the list is only running those 2 copies, and they're probably the most mid searcher to see as well. So he
Yeah,
wasn't that happy to see that. Anami was having great here, but there we go. And shenanigans start with Doffy going searcher into searcher.
can't confirm. Searching top three is worse than searching top five and not having
Mhm.
something to swing back with.
100%. That is definitely the truth. Okay, and there we go, baby five. So we are into two baby fives and one counter searcher that it's not played quite yet, but it will be played very, very soon.
Yeah, so we're at two searches currently.
Hmm. I'm really hoping that we see another solo play. There we go. So we're gonna get rid of those two searchers this turn again.
I, I was just going to ask. I said if we restand a searcher, does that count as another searcher?
Ooh. I I think for some purposes we might need to track that as well and see like how far into the deck he's gone. So like second searcher, third searcher activation also finds a searcher.
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean it takes what 8 searches to get around through your deck. So
yeah,
um,
Trey definitely goes around the deck with this, and there we go. So we are into two baby fives and two events, and that's finding a 2K counter, right? That's the 2K counter, I think.
I believe it's the 2K counter.
It's a baby five for sure. It just I don't think it's the searcher one.
No, they all look so. I feel like they all look so similar.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. He's running the interesting copies of the base searcher, I think, which makes them look a bit weirder. The regular alt is a bit more distinct, I guess. But there we go. Third baby five or equivalent sugar this time around.
I'm assuming the 5K swing went into the Zoro because it got a hit with it. It got news to Hachi out of hand.
Yeah, that's definitely a Sora swing. And
Ah, there's the
oh
second
my god,
searcher,
yeah, there we go. Sixth searcher of the game, and
and we're in turn three.
yeah, what are we finding with this one? If you pick up another searcher event, man, we're gonna have some trouble. Of white, of course.
Yeah, because what do we not have enough of? If your answer was the searchers, that is correct.
Mm, Yeah, 100%. And there we're gonna go. Are you gonna draw one more searcher, man?
I think you could do with one. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, why not? Just we'll just play
Sure.
three sugars in a turn.
Hmm. Yep. So we are 5 out of the 8 Mongo searchers out.
Yeah,
I'm not sure how
so
good quality content this is. I feel like the audience could get vexed of our overcount. So I think game 3 we're just gonna keep it up. Oh my
we're
god.
committed now. So
Mm, yeah, yeah, that's fair enough.
it's just gonna be yeah. So it's just gonna be keep clearing the searches. I think like you can't leave them on the board.
No, you kind of need to remove them, otherwise, like hand size is never gonna go low. It's kind of annoying because yeah, everything seems to be causing the same level of troubles. Um, okay, do we have one more green Zoro, and are we gonna get rid of one searcher before it's used? Because that would be kind of phenomenal on this
Yep,
spot.
it does look
There
like
we
it.
go.
That's some good news.
Observation Haki. He's technically played 5 searchers, but only made use of 3 of them. And there we go. One more event. So 5 equivalents and
Yeah,
some
add another
additional.
searcher. We love this here.
Hmm. And it's just playing itself. He just keeps digging.
Another 2K.
Hmm. None of the big monsters being picked up yet. I'm guessing there might have already been in hand, but otherwise we
You
are
would
cycling through a lot.
you would say
For
you would assume so because out of that many cycles, if he hasn't seen it, then that's kind of insane.
no, he's definitely gone through the deck now, right? Like we've activated Searcher 4 times, so that's should have been the 40. So unless they're all in life, which would be sad.
Yeah, true. Well, I mean, he plays more than four, so
Mhm. Okay, six, maybe
uh,
6 equivalent,
why not
35
start with
equivalent.
another searcher?
Oh my god. And there we go. Is that gonna get rid of the searcher? Yeah. Oh, that's enough white. And we restand.
We
That's
stand four on because we now have the five cost.
that is interesting for efficiency matters, right? Like getting rid of that instead of the Don Quixote family event. It basically means we're prioritizing using more searchers over the counter we get of white.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting, but maybe he's just decided say he's got all of the things that Off White's gonna search in his hand and just not fancying it.
Fair enough. We go for purple Zoro Euro into purple Zoro Euro here, and Jake is taking some really good care of the ordering of the cards that we sent down. That I'm hoping Traich does as well, because that's kind of gonna come down now. Technically speaking, he should be able to know which cards he's drawing from this point onward.
Yeah, I feel like if you're capable of keeping track, like both hands are pretty like well known what's in it.
Hmm. There we go. More pizza comes in, and that the weak do not get to decide how they die, being picked up and messing up with Mr. Jake's mindset pretty much altogether, because effectively everything is on range for that, and we don't even have a stage this time round.
Yeah, true. No stage is pretty rough when you're looking when you're staring down the barrel of that event.
Hmm. That's gonna be Zoro Euro number 2. We're gonna be looking for, like, hopefully a stage, just save that Sanji pudding off on easy picking. There we go. I feel like my hack is working really nicely today. I'm full on observational. I promise I haven't watched this game before. I'm just doing my best guesses.
But you
And
got to be happy finding the stage.
mhm, that's kind of gonna be key. And actually, multiple copies are pretty much mandatory to, like, from this point onwards, especially if Try follows up with the 8 cost Don Quixote Doflamingo. We are gonna start being in kind of deep trouble unless we can protect them off those events.
Yeah, very true. Just have a little think how we want to order this turn, the rest of this turn.
Yeah, I think we're basically deciding whether we leave some done up to protect board and whether we swing with Sanji pudding at all. But we need to start taxing hand size as well. And we do know that one of those off-whites went away. which might lead to expecting a second one in hand already, and that might be why we get rid of it. So will that be kind of enough?
It's going to be a 7k swing from leader.
Yeah, there we go. Exactly what we didn't want to see.
Yep, find another searcher.
Mm. That's the 7th, maybe 5 equivalent we're seeing. And Sanji Pudding doesn't even swing.
No, I mean, it's fair enough. I don't hate swinging with it, to be honest.
That's fair.
Maybe not wanting to give up too many cards or cards in hand to defend it. Probably likes what he has in his hand, possibly.
Yeah, you're probably right. But I kind of didn't hate just leaving the Dawn up, swinging 6, and then taking the decision. If we get a 2k, we can decide to keep the Sanji Pudding standing. And if we get the off-white over there, we might just push for an 8 and try to go at life or take 2 cards off of hand.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, because we don't really have a significant body to swing into Sanji Pudding right now. And that Green Sorrow is a lot easier at picking, right?
Okay, well, on the plus side, no 8 cost Doflamingo this turn.
Yeah, that is very, very fair.
Still going to be restanding 6 Don. Yeah, it's something. There's one less 9k body to have to worry about, which is obviously extremely good.
Yep. Honestly, this is a very annoying turn as well because we did see the wick in Trey's hand, which effectively means our board is somewhat meaningless. Okay, we're gonna save 2 of them, and I guess swing with one of the Zorojuros, stage number 2, doing some of God's work, but still, those Zorojuros are not gonna be safe, right? Because we would need like a third stage to push them over the 6.
Yeah, and then having to put 3 stages down, it's just not going to happen.
Mm-mm.
I feel like at any point one of them is still always going to be susceptible to the event.
Yep. Yeah, pretty much. And those two Rocinante standing, they're gonna be contesting board as well on the way back. So how do we go about this from the GP Luffy's perspective is somewhat tricky. I kind of wish I knew how many cards Traich has in hand. Everything has replaced itself. So
Yeah,
they
very
should be a
true.
very good quantity, but also 0 life, so there is that.
Okay. So he's just going to remove the Zorjura here.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah, and there's a trigger event.
That's off trigger this time around. Takes 1, picks
Finding
up.
the 10 cost Flamingo for next turn. Yeah, am I right? Yeah, next turn. Yeah.
Hmm.
I lost which turn we were on there for a second.
Yeah, I think it will be.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
last time was his 9 Don.
Yeah, the first Rossi we played was on 7 Don, not on 5, so yep.
Yeah, 5 Don was just play sugar.
Yep. We buffed the second Sanji Pudding. And now we probably don't swing with leader.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, true.
I mean, there's only 1 Don up, so I guess we can push and take 1 life out of there and kind of spray and pray that the Rush Luffy does the trick, but it's a terrifying scenario.
But he's going to choose to swing.
Okay, 2 of the 2Ks we've seen third. Oh, a 2K and a 1K, actually. Counter the CC7 swing, and now there's going to be a lot of poking
I'll say
from.
6k as a trigger search here.
That's definitely something nice to look to pick up.
I
Unfortunately,
mean,
that sugar's not going to be rested this time around, so we do get that.
yeah, true. I'll say probably not going to be searching when you're just going to put down a flamingo here.
Hmm. Oh, that's some interesting trading going on there. Beckman out, Cavendish out, and Bonnie out for Lim Goldon.
Hmm.
Those Lim Dons are, they look super nice in person actually. They're kind
No, I
of
haven't seen one yet.
okay. Classic Traich, 10 cost Duffy into restand 6. Where do we go from here?
Yeah, it's we know how Sanji I'm putting in hand. That's about as far as I could keep track.
Yeah, that's far enough, I think. But question mark is gonna be how are we going to be swinging now and at what?
Yeah, do you go for the 6k bodies or do you go at face?
It kind of depends on the hand size now, but it should be kind of limited. So I don't dislike swinging an 8 into one of those dudes just because we have 6 tons standing, right? So if we swing an 8 now with just one don commitment for Sanji Pudding, um, Traich kind of has to respect the play of Rush Luffy that could be ruining everyone's life. Okay,
Yeah,
I guess a 10 also does the trick.
yeah. I say, or we just go 10 and definitely kill it.
Yeah, and now
And then it is a Luffy Taro into the Sanji pudding.
fair enough. That's gonna be drawing Jake a card. And
And
now,
ramping when he uses leader ability as well.
mhm, that's it. So we have 5 more done to work with. Unfortunately, we don't get to swing with that Nami anymore, but this is not a bad spot. Actually, even chaining another Doflamingo means we no longer get the week to be active after it, so there's going to be some more interesting questions. And we've already seen one of those Rocinantes be useless counter, so it's not going to be that difficult.
Yeah, very
Take a
true.
swing.
It's always interesting to see where these bigger swings go.
Hmm.
He's thinking of countering it. If it looks at it. There's a giant
Hmm.
crashing away a Bagua.
And gain a 2k. That is very interesting. We're playing quite defensive, but we're expecting the Duffy chain. However, now there's only 4 done standing at the end of turn, so I'm not disliking the spot this leaves us on.
Yeah, very true.
Hmm.
Having not finally not restanding 6 Don.
Yep, that does help a very, very good amount. That is kind of discussing the trade, and I kind of want to get into it, but this is the crucial turns. So maybe after this game we can talk about it a bit if we happen to have a third one.
Yeah,
But I do like stockpiling gold on as a general approach to the game.
I
It's not
think
about plan, and it's I feel like the lim one is so much it. But anyhow, we are going 8, and that's the search event, and I'm assuming that's going at the Rocinante, for which we find one more copy and let this one go. That's the last Rocinante in Trex deck, by the way.
yes, yeah.
Hmm. It's kind of the last one.
I like this
And
spot for Jake a lot more than last game as well. Like
yeah,
last game, it
it's
looked
looking quite a bit more promising.
like
And
had
now,
Drake found the 8 cost Flamingo on his 9 on turn. Like, there's a extra big body you have to worry about then going into the next turn. Having not found that, I think like is a big win for Jake.
we've gone through the deck, so unless we have been prioritizing something else, it might just mean that we do have um, basically those in life, right? So like there is a chance that both of them could
Perhaps,
have
or
an
just not seeing it on the more relevant turns.
Maybe early on you cannot really afford to pick it if you already have a bunch of bricks, or you had to prioritize the tendon by the time you get it. So it is fair, but he did go very deep into the deck by the time he could have played his 8 cost. So I do get the feeling at least one of them must have been on life.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that because, like you said, he searched so much at the beginning of the turn. Like if I assume you're playing four and you come across it.
Ooh, here comes the rusher. 6k leader. And we recover 2 Dawn. Sorry, 3 Dawn. There's still 3 Sanji puddings over there. We just played over a Sorojura. Buff, that's rusher. And we have 6 Dawn left.
Yeah, this board looks nuts. To be fair, we're
Mhm.
gonna 9k swing.
Yep, it's interesting. A 9k there.
I should be looking to take life and then and lethal on the crackback.
Yeah, that's probably what's going on right now. One living 3 Dawn is kind of perfect. We take that life and we move on. We leave
I
the
think we're at the
Thunder.
situation again that I feel like even if you have a 10 cost Doflamingo, you're probably not surviving next turn. You're only going to restand the 2 Dawn.
Yeah, no, now we do need to change things around quite a bit. Yeah, Jake is basically specifying that, yeah, we're just playing around that. Um, Duffy not getting frozen, and I do fully respect that. An extra copy of 10 cost Duffy would have been devastating if we swing with it, and we cannot really afford to take that life with two of those on board. So good respecting and good setup.
The birdcage.
That is,
Probably not what you're searching for.
I mean, no, but it's weirdly very good because it will get rid of those 3 Sanji puddings that let you down around at the end of your turn, right?
Yep, very
So
true.
at the expense of that poor sugar, this is gonna make things quite complicated, and we
I
still have
think
five
at
on.
this point you can let the sugar go.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's a good price to pay for it. Okay, we're gonna be keeping 1 giant after taking 1 life.
Yep,
Which
he's
I
just
think
going to
it.
opt to keep the Don standing beyond that and then just restand too.
Mhm. I do get the feeling that this was also just done for digging into the deck, right? Because, like, technically speaking, if we want to make use of that Rush Luffy, we kind of need to take the last life, so it wasn't really relevant
Yeah, of
um,
course.
to defend it.
Yeah, if you know they're going to use the Rush Luffy, there is literally no point in swinging into that last life
Hmm.
because the Luffy takes it for you anyway.
Yep,
So
yep, yep.
you definitely rather keep the Don up, even if you don't have the event in hand. Maybe that last life is.
Oh no, sorry. What I meant is like that from Jake's perspective, he just used the giant in order to dig deeper into the deck, probably for
Oh,
a
sorry,
rester event, because like you're gonna
I'm with you.
be burning that life anyways. So
Yeah, you're definitely going to life. So DMG is the thing you're probably after now to just rest a couple of those Don.
100%. And now it's an interesting math problem that we're gonna be facing over here. No
Yeah, what
Sanji Pudding
numbers
is
do you
bad.
send?
I mean, generally speaking, you kind of have to max out on that Rush Luffy, so it might just be worth going 8 with that without don commitment, followed by
Honestly,
double 15 with Rush Luffy and then a 6 with leader. But yeah, 9 I don't hate because this forces you to give both um, your 4k counter and 1 card. Yeah, there we
yeah.
go. Yep.
And then you're just gonna slap all but two Don on that Rush Luffy, most likely.
Hmm. Okay, so that was DMG plus 1 life, and yeah, now you kind of need to go for it, I think. Like, I mean, I guess you could just tank if you leave that Luffy standing, but someone breaking the plan. We do know that the 1k is in hand, so that there is a Rocinante 1k. We can play around that doing the math. I really wish I knew how many cards Traich has in hand.
Yeah, it's always weird. I always find that hard when you're watching even regionals and stuff. Just not knowing the hand sizes makes it really difficult to understand decisions that players make in the games.
Hmm. Pretty much. Normal people only run 2.5 course, but you're Traich, so that means pretty much nothing. You could be running
Yeah,
4.
exactly. If you say most people do this, Drake probably doesn't.
Hmm. Yeah, very most definitely does not. Oh,
Okay, looking to possibly live another turn then, perhaps.
yeah, that is kind of risky, but I guess I can respect it. 14-16 split is brutal though, so I'm not too sure.
Yeah, say 14, 16, 10, 10, 15, something like that.
Yeah,
So some big numbers to have to contend with.
yeah, I guess we could, like, after leader ability, it's not unreasonable to just swing with, like, play Sanji blocker and move on. Yeah, that's 7. It's in an off-white, very naturally again, and picking up a 2K.
Always happy to see that.
Hmm. Most definitely.
And then we
And
are
just,
just going to pass turn.
it's Bagua and Giant time.
Yeah, now it's Drake's turn to figure out what numbers he wants to swing.
Yeah,
As
that is
I
correct.
do believe it's unlikely he survives the turn after this.
Yeah, no, that doesn't really look like in the realm of possibilities.
What
But yeah,
if you're Drake though? What do you swing?
I feel like I like starting 14, but it is somewhat tricky because 14 basically demands
Oh,
2 giants and 1K, and 16 demands 2 giants and another event, or like 3 events. It doesn't really look like it's the likely spot to be on, so it might be more worth it to tank it. The problem is I'm not too sure what you can find anymore to get you off this predicament.
yeah, Drake saying maybe I can live another turn.
Mm, I kind of disagree a bit with it.
I feel like if you're gonna swing, maybe you tease the 10 first before searching, so that you still have all 10 on to operate with, just in case he does decide to take it. Obviously, it's unlikely he does, but
No, no, that is very true. Although I do feel like in this spot he can tank a 20. So if I get a 10 on on this from Jake, I would probably just take it.
yeah, that is true.
Oh, that was a 10 at the Luffy Tower, so we're trying to go for board.
Yeah,
Oh,
so we're
that
just
is
looking to live another turn, then perhaps. So we double Bagua, go back up to 10 Don.
hmm. Yeah, I don't particularly like that. I feel like at least you need to threaten to go that first 10 at life.
Yeah, I feel like threatening some sort of well, more counter out of hand.
Yeah. Or even like another Toffee, I suppose, that can be
So Jake
somewhat.
saying in chat, apparently he said, "Oh, I just win the game no matter what."
Woohoo!
That is
That's a
apparently the words
capital
from Traich.
sin. That is a capital sin from Traich. Just defying the fact that he's running more about his leaves than Jake. That's not quite enough to get away with it.
Man just says, "Nah, I'd win."
Hmm. Yeah, we all know how that story finished. Well, we'll see. This is still
Yes.
game two. Yeah, yeah, Renee, you didn't fall asleep for too long. This is still game two. You haven't needed to go for it, but I'm hoping that this game finishes in the next couple minutes. Actually, that's a 6 swing. Jake refusing to take that last life.
Yeah, it doesn't want it. But I feel like if you're going to use the Rush Luffy, I feel like why not just take it?
Yeah, I mean it's a game of chicken. Both of them are just saying I can't survive this.
Yeah, neither one are refusing to accept the fact that they have to go for lethal. They're like, nah.
Mm-hmm. Asakura
Um,
gambling on
that is a
GP
yeah,
winning this one. Yeah, obviously
very
GP will
good
win.
prediction.
Yeah,
But
it
if
will also
you're
lose.
if you're Gonzo, that means you think Luffy will win.
Mhm. Which I kind of agree on this, but I do feel like Jake has the upper hand this game at least.
Game loss. I think that's abuse of power from Renee.
Hmm. Double game loss, yeah. Okay,
He's
so
gonna start with 9, gets counted out. It's gonna go 7 here.
and this is kind of funny because just this situation like will not really do the trick. So that's 7 gets 2k 1k. We buff leader without
Mm,
restanding anything. I guess we don't have a
yeah,
free searcher to get done off of.
just figuring out swings here. Do you just go 6 and then slap the rest of the Don on the Luffy?
Yeah, I feel like if we're going for lethal, that is the gameplay.
I guess he's working out whether or not he can survive another turn.
Hmm.
Go 7.
Me 2 cards or a counter event, I guess.
Yeah, I don't hate it. And then just okay, it is just gonna be the rest on Luffy. Traich was so confident that he just wins, so we will see if that is the case. Yeah, you might as well take the life. Just give yourself more cut. Nope, he threw it down. I don't think it was quite what he was looking for.
No, and I do think Jake lost one of his Dawn to the Eternity, and that is game 2.
Yeah, it looks like
Yeah.
that is game 2. So the confidence coming out of Rene there, not Rene, sorry, Christ, the wrong
That's
German.
right. Yeah,
Traich was a little bit overconfident.
not quite enough. Yeah, that Rash Luffy. Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised because there were a couple of windows where I think I'm just gonna go for it, and definitely that life I could
Yeah.
have got it. Yeah,
Did
if he
perhaps
took the
Jake,
first
you could
win,
let us know if he had gone for it that turn? Would did you have enough counter? It's a little bit specific, so you may not remember.
uh, that is kind of a good question. And Jake is basically just saying that if he takes the first life of swing, he gets to KO the Zoro Euro for free and get quite enough to counter.
Yeah, true.
Hmm. Yeah, that's
Not
kind of
quite
fair.
enough without a bit of gum gambling. Okay, so there was a chance Drake won had he just gone for it.
Yeah, no, that is very fair.
I was kind of surprised that he decided he could live another turn.
Yeah, no, in agreement with you on that. I do feel like this was basically a ton of it, and I would have definitely taken one of those tens the previous turn if it went for life. If all of them went to board, definitely, but that 6k swing at life, I think on that spot I just take it and max out the lethal nothing.
Yeah.
But that bird cage was brutal. Getting rid of the three bodies at the same time, definitely not what you want to see in these spots.
But we do get to see a game 3, which is we're back in the searcher phase.
Hmm. Yeah, this time Traich is taking the second curve, and we are seeing that Nami that's gonna get a companion Nami. Yeah, different color. So, we do get that going. Did you pick up what the searcher searched for on Traich's side?
Uh,
Was it another searcher?
I missed it, I'll be honest. It was probably another searcher.
Mhm. Okay, there we go. And Jake basically goes for it. 2 into 1. I doubt that's gonna hit a 2k, right? Yeah,
Uh, yeah.
searcher event number 1.
He's going to counter, but he's going to counter with search. Yep, going to grab another search out. Oh, yeah, why not 2?
Mm-hmm.
Can confirm better than 1. So,
100%.
yep, find another
And
searcher. Good luck, yeah.
wherever 2 feet, 3 do as well. So I guess we just keep moving, and Baby 5 meets a terrible fate and goes straight to trash.
Yep, Nami clearly more powerful than Baby 5, confirmed here.
Yeah, definitely. And Ooh. Traich actually took that first life rather than countering. We're kind of digging for some resources, maybe trying to dig deeper into that 8 cost Toffee that we didn't see last game and might have costed us the, I mean, not quite the game, but at least the momentum, which
Yeah,
allowed.
do you know what? To
That
be honest,
well.
I think saying it costed him the game might not be incorrect
Mm-hmm.
because having an extra 9k body to work with, especially where we would like hard to try and calculate the lethals, that 9k body I think would have just swung it completely in Drake's favor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, that's pretty much true. That definitely was the momentum lost, and not being able to do that brothers play on it was very unfortunate. But well, we had to move on. Okay, one of those Nami searchers meets their fate again, being swung by leader himself, and now Jake is on 5 Dawn. It is kind of a difficult spot to be on for.
Yeah, chat
Um,
pointing out that Drake searched 3 times before he reached his second turn.
hmm Yeah, we're already in 3 baby 5 equivalents as well, so. Ooh.
But the good thing is for Jake this time, he has found enough searchers himself to start swinging back at these searchers.
Yeah, that is very, very accurate. And I guess the problem part of this now is that, yeah, we do want to play the Solo Euro. So there's an argument to give a 2K out of this swing, actually, or an off-white, which would have been amazing. Okay, we are 3 events, but very quickly 4. Yep. Yeah, event that finds sugar.
Yeah, with searcher to find searcher. We love that.
Mm, most definitely. And we might be able to let one go, or we give it 2K. We do give the 2K because it's worth the value. At least it wasn't an off-white, which would have been kind of horrible. So,
Yeah, very
yeah.
true. Oh, it's the
Okay.
green Zoro. I like them all. Yeah, it's preemptively just gonna put both searchers in the bin.
Yeah. I mean, but it's still worth it. Like, this is a 5K rather than a 6K, so you do get to swing at it for a lot more value now, and Jake's not gonna be defending it. So, yeah.
Drake playing solitaire.
Yeah, chat is pretty much pointing out very correctly. We are in a game of reordering my deck by Traich, while Jake tries to kill me somehow.
Well, Drake tries to kill my many searchers. I do always say these four-cost green Zoros have put in a lot of work to get rid of these searchers.
There is a reason we're running 3 of them on the list. They do a lot of heavy lifting. And there we go. Now that Soros defended, we do want some ball presence. Trey has given us 1 life early on, which means that we might be able to pressure a bit. And having 2 searchers over there means that whatever one cost is played, it's probably going to get unplayed real quick.
Yeah, very true. So we are just going to see the Rosinante come down here.
hmm
What turn are we in? Is this his sixth on turn?
It is his 6th turn, so Rosinante
God,
is not quite active yet.
there's so much searching that my brain's just like, yeah, I don't even know what turn we're in now.
hmm That's the 5th event searcher, accompanied by uh, sorry, 3 baby 5 or sugars. And we have 2 done up now.
When this VOD gets posted, I want someone to go into the comments and over the course of these 3 games tell me how many times Drake searched.
That is a very fair question. I,
I
I
just want a
feel like,
whole number.
yeah, I feel like in game 2 we ended up dropping the ball towards the end. My brain wasn't braining anymore, but no one's
Yeah,
gonna make
game.
that comment. Rene, I, I'm not sure that's a bet I would make, to be honest. I feel like that could be very entertaining for some people. All right, Luffy Taro Sanji Pudding, and the pressure is kind of on
No, I'm
for
present right now.
5.
Okay.
Yeah.
I say, do you know what? I might do it just to prove you wrong.
Yeah, 100%. That is the kind of thing that we would very much enjoy to do. 6 life. Oh, 7 life. And 7 life of whites. That's a Duffy, but we are still 2 turns away from him. We're not gonna be able to play it quite just yet.
Yeah, watching this does make me tempted to rebuild GP Dofi, but there's not long left till OP13, so
Hmm. Okay, Mr. Green throws down his job and no longer gets defended, which is absolutely fair because we would have needed to give at least 2 cards for it. And we do want that Rocinante swinging attack, I guess.
just gonna
Although
keep plenty of searches.
uh, there is something I don't quite like about this, though. Yeah, we are going up to the baby five equivalent count, but I'm not too sure I like Traich swinging with leader 4/5 into that Zoro. Just because if we defend it, I feel like giving 1k counter is enough trade-off to just rest that Rocinante as well,
Yeah,
and
true.
keeping some pressure into it would be quite good.
Again, though, this turn, no A-cost Doflamingo.
Yeah,
It's just going to be a bunch of searches again. I think Jake, yeah, more than happy to take that 6k. You still have 4 life.
yeah, no, that is most definitely true. And we have 6 done up, which means 6 cost could be in trouble. So I'm kind of expecting that Sanji Pudding to get immediately buffed to play around.
Yep.
The Wig do not get to choose how they die.
Turns out Jake absolutely does get to choose how they die.
At least how Sanji and Pudding do. So it's not gonna be death by event. Not quite yet. I know we got some questions to answer. How do we want to go about this? I feel like Off-White is gonna be doing a lot of work. We do know that 2 out of the cards in hand for Traich are wonderfully bricky 10 cost Doflamingos, and we also know that we
Yep.
probably don't want to be swinging with everything for that, so we start with a 9. That is a somewhat tricky spot. It's gonna be demanding of an event and a 1k counter at least. Okay, we keep searching.
Clearly haven't done enough.
Hmm. And that's an off-white that gets picked up, which is a very natural counter to a 9k. Sorry, a 7k. That could pick up its 2k itself and just use it, but no, it's a sugar. So we might need to, yeah, 2k sugar. There we go. We might have
Completely.
been into the Rossi actually.
Yeah, it must have been because that's not. Otherwise, that's not enough.
Hmm. This is definitely a training series to be watching. I feel like we're keeping track of a lot of different bits and pieces. Okay, it's Nami swinging time, I guess.
And it is going to be Luffy Taro playing out the Zorojo.
And now the question mark on whether we're gonna want to be playing something else. That's fine. Sanji Pudding, activate ability to get 4 down back. Sorry, 3 down back. I lied. There's only one Sanji Pudding on board right now. Uh, hmm. And now what?
So it's a good question.
And now what?
Maybe 7.
Into life?
I would assume if you're choosing 7, I would assume so.
Okay, we keep searching. Event number 7.
If I need 2k, I'm just gonna give a 1k off the top of that, or is that another 2k?
Mm-hmm.
Another 2k, I think.
Another 2k. Yeah. And now it's gonna be 9. We're gonna get him down to 1 life and force him to deal with
Oh no,
Sorojuro Fitaro. Oh no, we are just getting rid of. Oh, that's fair.
maybe just not fancying all of that Don being restored at the end of the turn.
Hmm. Fair enough. I guess 4 is a bit too many to deal with, and 2 Don is very, very susceptible to Deadman's game. And with 2 relatively respectable bodies on board, I'm kind of cool with it.
Yeah, I don't. I'd say I definitely don't hate the decision.
But this is unfortunate because we do still know there are 2 um, Doflamingos on board, so there are
Yeah,
some
choosing not to play out of 10 cost. Yeah,
weird decisions to be made. Rocinante gets rid of one of the 5 cost events to keep drawing. Survival mode engaged for Traich. And a part of me thinks like the Pan Gibson used to save that those 2 swings from the searchers might have been a steep price to pay given where we are on this
yeah,
spot.
especially the amount of Don uh, that we were going on to next turn. I'm not sure it was the correct decision.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm not in love with it to be honest. I see about 8 or 9 cards in hand, but we do know for a fact that at least 2 of them are 10 cost office that we haven't been able to effectively use either.
Yeah, and see, not being able to, well, not having put down a 10 cost here was a little bit
Those,
like the 10 cost hit three good bodies,
yep,
but it's hard to say because obviously then he'd only have two Dons standing, and I don't know what's in his hand.
yep, no, that's absolutely true. And I do kind of like now the spot where we are for the GP.
Which GP?
Oh, sorry, Duffy. Um, Not Duffy, Luffy. I'm
Luffy,
glitching.
yeah.
Yeah, but I
Proteum.
didn't like swinging with that Luffy Taro first. I do feel like I might have enjoyed just like poking a 6 with that Sorojuro because
Yeah,
nothing else could get rested by Pan Gibson. Don't get me wrong, this is not horrible, but still.
I'd say he's still in a pretty good spot,
Mhm.
and I had a restand for Don.
Yeah, that is very, very fair. How did the second uh, Luffy Taro get rested? Jake, if you can give us some
I
context,
am
because
not sure.
I don't think we saw an attack, right?
I don't believe so. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I don't get it. Maybe it just got counter. I do see that 5 cost event on trash now, but yeah, I feel like I'm missing an episode here.
Yeah, we only had yeah, he had four Don open, so the five cost event wouldn't have been played. I don't know.
Oh, he had 7 open, right?
Oh yeah, sorry, my oh god. We've reached that point in the game. I do apologize.
It's it's cool. I just feel like we might have missed a step on this swing consecution.
I'm not too sure.
Yeah, no, that is all right. And yeah, we respect you not swinging with Soro Euro first. I feel like even if you're just playing around the 5 cost event, it's kind of nice to get it out of the way. Get a 2k out of hand early. Be done. If he plays enough whites, you're good. If he plays a Pan Gibson, you're good. If you just get a 2k, it's kind of all right, and we move on with our lives.
Yeah, just deciding that it's not going to happen.
Yep, that's
That is going to be the
it.
end of game three.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Traich just showing his humongous size of a hand that wasn't quite enough to get the job done because unfortunately resting.
He
Um,
played down no big bodies in game three either.
he didn't have a good window for it. I feel like there might have been a turn where you just play the 10 cost and pray that you
Last turn.
survive with one of them on
Yeah.
board rather than just redeveloping. which might have costed, but also that Pan Gibson usage was a bit telling and let Jake put some heavy pressure on him. So,
Yeah, of course.
that
Well
was
played by both of them, of course.
Mhm. Yeah, and honestly, they've been playing for like over an hour and a half at this point, so I don't blame anyone for small errors of judgment when the game goes that far, especially if you have been trying to remember the order of your full deck non-stop. So
Yeah,
there's
very
that.
true.
Hoping they both have fun. This was enjoyable to watch, maybe a bit long as feedback constructively for Jake and Trey. But yeah,
And then
that
best of three, no chance.
no, we don't have energy or casters to do one more best of three, but we will be back next week with more stuff about the showdown. This has been it for us today. Thank you so much for joining me, Rowan. I feel like it's the first time we do this in a really long time, or even
Yes,
ever.
yeah, true. I mean, maybe ever. I feel like we always miss each other.
Yeah. We're always kind of alternating over here, so it's been a pleasure. I feel like it's
Yeah,
been a fun stream, and thank you
definitely so.
everyone for hanging around. It's been great, and we will be back on Thursday.
That's going to conclude week one.
That was week one, season four, Sabaody Showdown. Thanks for watching. Remember to check out our sponsors, Bremner TCG and Kofuku. And if you have the chance to follow us on YouTube, that would be great. We are getting very, very close to our goal of 1,000 followers, where we will do some interesting giveaway to be confirmed once we reach it. But start with friends and family. And thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate all of the supports. And with that, I stopped talking because I've been doing that for so long. Good night.